sounds, and I figured this is it. The forests are going to light up one by one. Not today, but the day after. I wake up every morning feeling horrible, like I have a wet sponge for a brain. And the water there is so black by now, because it's just stuck there. I have all this thick water in my head, and all the while Siberia is burning. If that's the way it is, things are not going to get better before I explode, so...
Yes, absolutely. Early symptoms are a slight difficulty to manage a smartphone update or a new app update for that matter, but things quickly deteriorate from there until any basic communication skills are lost, resulting in effect in absolute loss of identity and recollection. And so, in what was marked in around the time of 2020 as the ushering of the pandemic or the post-pandemic age, what we're looking at here is an unprecedented mental health pandemic. I don't know my future after this weekend. And I don't want to. There isn't a shadow of a doubt in me that we are not ready.
Yep.
Hey, everyone made it.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Gorm.
Hello.
Right. Cool. So
What?
who starts?
What?
Who
What is going on?
who's in charge?
What is going on now?
I think we checked the logs and I think we're doing this monthly thing.
Event?
Yeah.
What sort of event? What?
I sent you.
What do you mean?
I sent you the file. I checked it on. I checked.
Where?
I told you I've been feeling really weird this last, week. So I just looked at the events that I already had marked. So I sent you the file yesterday. You could look. Today should be Friday, according to the calendar, and do you? Carmel, do you?
Yeah, it's Friday. And yeah, sometimes I have dinner with my family. Not all, though. No, that's not this Friday. Yes, we have a thing, like a DS, like a DS thing.
DS.
Yes, it's the expert session. Come on, people, we have Gorm. Pick it up. Come on.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
So,
Alright, yeah.
it's wonderful to be here.
um,
Yeah, Gorm.
so wait. So,
Yeah,
Gosda, do you remember more or less what we did together or why we're here?
Yes, I remember perfectly, actually. Gorm van der Blom, who's an expert in Dis-Syndrom and also a coach on the matter, is joining us today. And we were supposed to talk about the syndrome, the Dis-Syndrom, and like how his practice helps cope people who experience this. I'm a former patient. Is that should we say patient? Yes, let's call it patient. And we are interviewing him today, and he's sharing his wisdom with us.
all right. Is he here as well? Because now I see you, and I also see.
Yes, Gorm here. Gorm here.
All right. So, is it okay if you will introduce yourself?
Yes. I don't need I need an introduction, but let's hypothesize that there's someone there who hasn't heard of my practice. That might be the case. I am a post-holistic facilitator and certified abundance coach in systemic 6G vapourcare, and also a passive outcome trainer specialized in transforming disorientation into codependent financial freedom. And yes, I have patients, but I also call them partners. I call them my family, my sisters, my brothers, my parents even, because I would call you my aunt. Yes, I can see maybe there is some Dis-Syndrom leaking in even into our conversation today. How are you guys doing?
I'm great. Just to get it out of the way, I'm feeling fine.
Sorry, what syndrome?
Yeah, can you hear me okay? Because things are pretty.
Yes.
You sound wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful.
Okay. So yeah, I'm looking here. I apparently booked this event together with Gosda a month ago. It's supposed to be called Désoriônté, which is also, it's this thing you call Dis-Syndrom. And I wrote some notes down here about, so apparently, if I understand correctly, and tell me if I got it right.
Yeah.
I think it's clear how you put it.
Exactly. That's what this syndrome does.
Yeah.
Gabi, I think you're muted.
What just happened?
Let me see if I can unmute you here.
What just happened?
We lost you. You dropped the call, or I don't know. But you're back now. Look on the bright side. You're with us.
Okay, so if I understand correctly from the pointers that I see that I wrote, this thing called Disorienté or Dis-Syndrom was a term originally conceptualized by this Algerian French philosopher called, well, Bernard, I can read, but I guess you pronounce it Boudjebra. Right. And it's this, basically, it starts with this technological rift that I guess older generations usually feel unable to cope with new technological advances like smartphone updates. I guess I had these, I would always make fun of my mom when she didn't understand how to, I don't know, figure out how Zoom or Skype works. But apparently it's affecting everyone over the age of 25 at the moment. And and I guess we got it bad. And that for apparently not everyone.
It's all right. It's fine. It's don't worry about it.
Oh, and why do you?
We all have it. We all feel this way sometime, Gabriel. We all lose connection. Bernard guy, wonderful guy. I'm not, his theories, yeah, they are for sure food for thought. But really, we don't worry.
How can you be so optimistic? I mean, I have this brain fog that's been following me around since I don't even know how long. And I guess, Colmel, you're not doing so well either.
Yeah, I can see at you looks like the level of frequency exposure and might have peaked at a viral healing level. But if you look at Gözde, at Big Sis here, can you see how she is radiating?
Yeah,
she doesn't necessarily know what's happening, but you can see that there is no reason to panic and that there actually might be an opportunity here. And I can see some lack of guidance, some lack of direction. And you should really embrace this. It's a wonderful opportunity for growth. And there are others just like you. And they need someone to lead them. And I'm not a leader, but maybe you are. That's why I'm devoting my life to coaching coaches who mentor coaches.
Coaches.
This is one of the secrets of my series of books books and programs and seminars. These are a couple of classics. We have From Dis-Syndrom to Recovery, a guide to the spiritual amidst the ruins of the self. So
I love this one. I think this might be my favorite.
What is it about?
What happened to you when you first opened this book?
It was such an interesting book. It was such a meta book also. It starts with you, the book evolves, you evolve with the book while the book unfolds, and it's like literally finding yourself in the pages and just relating to it and realizing that you're not alone and it's okay how you feel. And it's just it's like a beam. I was so empowered after reading this. That's actually why I was inspired to become the big sis in our community in Desperately Seeking. I wanted to help others like this book, like Gorm helped me. It was wonderful.
But what do you do? What do you offer? Could you maybe get a bit more specific? What are these workshops?
I mean, the content, that is one part of it. It is maybe the essence, or maybe the content is just a transformation, you know, like the chi is a constant. Sharing, maybe you could call a constant, but the grid is full of superpositions of possibilities. And so if you bring people together, like cells disattached or dissolving, bring them into a petri dish, give them warmth, give them food, give them nutrition, and they start to grow. This is, I think, Big Sis, you also took part in a few of these, and this growing experience, you told me it did bring you a certain level of clarity, as if you were standing above and looking down on even the other members of the seminar.
Yeah. I mean, I also really enjoyed the one-on-one sessions before this like the community workshops, let's say. But in one of the community workshops, it was such an out-of-body experience. I was like I was above, like kind of floating above, and had this sense of looking down on everybody, on even myself. And that made me like really detach from all this anxiety, all this like weird, wobbly, cloudy, foggy head syndrome thing. And it was just like, whoop, it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to find that balance. Then you can realize that, okay, like I'm just like everybody else here also in this chat. Like I was like you, exactly like you, like really out of it, couldn't collect myself, couldn't collect my thoughts, couldn't even communicate with people for days or weeks. But it's really about kind of anchoring yourself and finding that clarity and balance within and also like beyond yourself.
And you did.
Maybe I'm talking a bit too abstract for the
think,
people who are not attending to the workshops. Maybe I'm not too clear, but yeah.
I think it's something. It is hard to describe. But do you think it was worth the there is a small investment to make, but
100%, 100%. Yeah.
And I think that for you, of course, nothing is guaranteed in life, but I think actually you were able to turn around this investment into a certain income stream after these sessions, and that you have also been taking your own clients, and also you have found your independence and self-worth in this way, and also a small income on the side.
Definitely. It's about how much you invest yourself in it. And if you invest yourself, people start investing in you and people start trusting in you. And that's, I mean, yes, there's like a financial return to this, but the emotional return or like the community.
Because people are skeptic about money, and money is not important. It's one hurdle to get over, since people are so detached, but they know that they still need to eat. You have to pay your rent. When you put it in these terms, people suddenly, actually, I do know how to pay my rent. I do know how to buy food. People, you are not starving here. You are not out on the street. And so there needs to be just a tiny bit of monetary involvement in order to sharpen and connect with others. And from there, we can grow together.
I'm sorry, I have two questions here. First of all, and I'm sorry if this sounds like a provocation. I'm kind of uncomfortable when I feel, should I put this, used. But I understand that you not only coined the term, I mean, they call it discovery. That's the name of your
Discovery,
method,
yes.
the Gorm method, but that you also coined the term Dis-Syndrom. And I find it kind of, I understand that this grew inside the desperately seeking community. This is where you cultivated your original batch of people. I find it a bit odd that Dis-Syndrom is the same initials as desperately seeking. It almost seems concocted. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So
Well,
you agree.
there's
And the second thing. Sorry, sir. Sorry. I'm sorry, sir. But sorry, if I may. This whole. I might be a bit forgetful about things that have been happening lately, but my general knowledge of things isn't completely lost. And what you're describing here kind of sounds to me like a Ponzi scheme. So far, you haven't discussed or described anything remotely close to an actual program or structure of how you do things. You just keep talking about, teaching others how to do this.
Things that are not described, things that are not described, they don't exist.
Gorm, just a sec before you respond, Gabriel, because I think I remembered why he's on our expert guest, because JJ was a patient of his.
JJ. Well,
I don't think so. I don't think it's technically possible that. Was it?
What are we talking about?
Who was this JJ? Can you describe her?
Carmel? Who are we talking?
Yes, my cousin Erden. If Gorm claims to create leaders, then that's what she wanted to do. That's what she was. That's what she is.
Yes,
and that's
I mean,
why
that is very possible. That sounds like a success story. Yes, one of many. So yes, I'm not 100% sure of everyone's name, and of course, many people, when they go through this process, they might change their name. They might, they are reborn in a certain way. So maybe was she JJ before? Was she JJ after? Perhaps the one I'm thinking of, JJ, came to me as Agneta. This is possible. And I'm not, of course, not in contact with everyone. Not everyone wants to be in contact with me or with anyone else after our process is done. This is up to them. This is part of their new codependent financial freedom.
But you're obviously here because you know who she is, no matter what name she came to you. So where is she?
Well, I think so. Thinking, if we take, for example, let's suppose that I knew this JJ, that it was someone who came to me to touch base, to facilitate, to try to raise the bar, to set an agenda, to maybe adjust the pineal glands a bit. What we would do.
So you helped her.
Yes, well, probably. What we would have done in that case, to remind me, like, what was her symptoms that she was expressing before?
Wait, could you just back up for a second? Who is JJ and why are we talking about her and what does she have to do with all of this?
Well,
who is the expert? Is Gorm? Gorm.
Yes.
I'm saying it right?
Yes.
Are you Dutch?
Well, you could say it's not exactly, but also
So is it
not
Gorm or is
exactly.
it Gorm?
Yes, either or. It depends on the district. Depends on the district. Yeah. Yes. Gorm
Okay,
is fine.
go on.
Gorm is fine.
We were talking about JJ. Some
Yes.
yes.
I
Okay.
do seem to remember a JJ. If this is pertinent to this discussion or not, I'm not sure if we're getting off track here.
I mean, also like, I mean, when I like do, let's call it my sessions, when I do those things, I never disclose the information I share with the people that come to me. It's, I don't think that we should discuss that. I think we have another matter at hand here. Like we wanted to tell people how to get over this syndrome that we're obviously all experiencing. We wanted to discuss that now.
I mean, I would say that there seems to be something here. Carmen seems to be getting at something. There's something. Maybe you can rephrase it, because I do sense that there is something that I might be able to help you with here, but I'm not really sure what it's about.
I think you, by understanding how you're helping, you might help us find her, because I feel like maybe there is something you're hiding from us. Maybe you are here because she sent you to distract us from like finding her, and you are like just giving us another route.
So this JJ went missing, and you think that she might have come to me and she might have sent me back.
Yes, because you showed her the way to be the leader she wanted to be.
Yes.
Because of your supposed methods, and like then she found her new thing, and now she thinks we're maybe on the right track to finding her. And you are here to supposedly help us find her, but now I understand that Gozde has been a patient of yours, and she has become such, like we mentioned, the big sis, and I feel like maybe your helpful ways are helping whatever goal is needed to achieve, and like we're forgetting that we're looking for something. We're still looking for something, even if we find ways to deflect from it or look at it differently in a new light, like you're recommending.
The more I keep reading about what you're doing here, again, I'm kind of at a loss that why we even invited you here in the first place. I'm sorry, Google is showing me a lot of really dubious results around your name. People have been known to have disappeared after taking your workshops. And Carmel, I understand that
this is a problem of people losing the capacity to even Google the simplest things. And this is for sure one of the big issues we're dealing with: the misinformation, just the complete incapacity of finding and dealing with the information, and the lack of trust in competence. Yes, this is something I deal with on a daily basis, and I do it with pleasure, because I know there will always be skeptics, there will always be transversal thinkers, and yes, big sis.
I just want to say that people like bringing this up, like seriously, like yes, some people disappear, yes, some people don't disappear, and first of all, not everybody can cope with the content that Gorm offers. It's like you have to really believe in it, and you have to really invest yourself in it in order to rise above. And also, some people have to get lost to find themselves. And this is another path. And it's all these people around, like just talking, oh, there's this person missing and that person missing. Let them be, let them go. Like
Yes.
you
You
can't
have to be able
control
to let people go. You have to be able
Yes.
to let people
Yeah.
roam free. And it is also, I mean, as I said, like, yes, you have to invest in yourself. If you can't, if you
Yeah.
are not willing to, I also frequently say to those, get lost. And this is just the best strategy there is. And it's completely natural. It's completely open source.
Well, one of the, so just like a sneak peek to one of the sessions, for example.
I thought you said,
like-
I thought you said snake pit there for, and I do not use the snake pit anymore.
No, sneak peek to the to earlier sessions. It's like the one of the practices that Gorm uses is like, it's like really self-destructive and destructive in general. You have to really lose yourself. You have to really like get lost mentally,
Yes.
physically, and emotionally,
Mhm.
so that you can build that up. You
And,
discover yourself
and financially
in
in some cases. Yes.
Yeah.
To do.
Yeah, but that's just one of the steps. If you're like, if you really believe in yourself, and if you just let it go, you will find yourself. And having said that, some people just choose to stay lost.
Yes.
And you gotta also respect that. And
And if sometimes you fall, you get lost, you stumble, you fall, maybe you end up in a worse place than you were before you came to me. I am not a god. I cannot control people's destinies. There is always someone further down that needs coaching, or that needs to be trained on how to coach others that are even further down, that are in the gutters. This is, we cannot just strive to go up and up and up.
No.
And while I live a comfortable life, yes, I do prioritize keeping myself at a certain point at the apex of, let's call it a pyramid. This is in order to be able to support, to rain down my support. Because, as I said, like, there is a limit on how high you can go, but we should not forget the people down there, and we should also try to reach them and also try to achieve new levels of low. And then if it's what you want, then you start crawling back up, and there you have gathered a following, a tribe, a family that will be there, that will support you emotionally and financially.
I'm sorry. Look.
And no, don't bring up the snake pit again.
Not bring up the snake. I mean, you even have people here inside of the community that are acquainted with your methods. Look, to me, what you're doing right now reads like a classic, the entrepreneurial disaster capitalism. This has shock doctrine written all over it. We are in the midst of a mental health pandemic. It is clearly affecting a lot of us. I am very, very happy to see that some of you have managed to somehow rise above it. This seems like something that is happening at the expense of other people, and all you're basically doing is cashing in on it. And I mean, do you just out of curiosity, I've been reading a lot of or trying in the past week to understand what's happening, and the Dis-Oriônté does not, I mean, Bernard Boudjebra isn't exactly optimistic about what he's saying about where all this is is heading, I was kind of wondering, how can you use this in such, how can you be such an optimist? And how do you think that I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. This
No,
is obviously we're
that's
on the
fine.
path to
That's very good.
destruction.
That's
so-
very good. Negative affirmations is also a very important part of the work I do. Like
Negative affirmations.
negative affirmations and also positive deformations. That is a trickier subject to get into, but yeah.
What does désorienté mean to you? How do you understand what is happening to us? Because I'm reading some horrible things. I mean, we're talking about, people are saying that the reason that it's spelled with an A is because it implies that we're in the midst of an apocalypse. I don't understand how you can flip this around.
Yes.
Can I say something first before, and then you
Please.
answer? Just like a little question. What is so bad about the apocalypse? It's approaching.
I want to be on the right side of it.
You can be, but also apocalypse doesn't take sides. It just is, and it just comes, and you just accept it or fight with it.
And will there be sides? I think most astrophysicists agree that the apocalypse in the end will turn everything into a quantum soup.
Well, what I can say is this, and anyone else feel free to jump in, but if I understand correctly, what we're looking at here is a generational rift that's technologically based, right? So anyone 25 and up, I guess that would be anyone who's above Generation Z, is affected by this technological rift because we're feeling a collapse of the digital, which is paired with the collapse of the physical ecosystems right now, okay? And this is what we've been seeing also and discussed in previous sessions. The web is not functioning right now any longer. It's practically impossible to understand anything. I can't figure out the interface. I can't understand what's written. I can't tell the difference between pictorial information and textual information.
Did you try refreshing, like emptying the cache?
I don't think I have access to these kinds of things. I don't know how to do these kinds of things. And this is exactly what scares me. I mean, if you ask me, the only thing that starts with A, except for apocalypse, is Generation Alpha. And this is the generation of the apocalypse. And these are the kids that the Zoomers are currently grooming. And they're the ones on the right side of history. And they're the ones who eventually are going to survive us. And so I don't understand how any kind of Ponzi scheme is going to save me from that. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, did you try like refreshing the page?
What page?
Yeah, I think you got stuck there. I think you need to refresh.
What page? What?
Yeah.
Am I the only one here who sees the problem?
But may I?
I feel like we've spoken enough. Anyone in the crowd? Oh, Guzda, sure. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to control the conversation.
It's okay. No, I just wanted to say that you think that Generation Z, or the Zoomers are bringing the apocalypse, but I think you're forgetting who started this. Like, they're just they're just born into this impending or like approaching doom. They haven't created it. They just know how to navigate, because what else can they do? And this is about navigating the storm, navigating the approaching apocalypse. You can't stop it. It's coming. It's here. It has been coming before us even.
It is maybe your generation understood the remote control, maybe could program the VCR and capture today's the weekly, your favorite show on a VHS tape. And there's nothing different than what's happening with this generation, except that the VCR is not just the VCR, but your life. And what I'm doing is just trying to help people to program the VCR, so to speak, even if that sometimes means taking control of other people's lives.
Gorm, you're suggesting to people to distract themselves somehow by relaxing, by feeling okay, this is the situation, and accepting that. And I feel like we all understood or at least think about it in the community. And I don't feel this is just me, that JJ is behind this, and you're just trying to make people in the community think it's okay to not notice what is going on, because people are not looking for things in the right way anymore. They're communicating differently, and they don't see, they just don't look there, and this is what you're offering. And I'm like starting to realize now what is going on in the logs of the community, and I'm like searching Discovery, and I've seen that lots of members that wrote posts in those like groups just disappeared. So what the hell is going on?
Which chats are you monitoring? I'm also, part of some chats.
I'm not monitoring the chats. No, I'm not monitoring. This is general.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. You're yes.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
You're breaking up there, and I can see that. I think like this is also like if you're welcome. I'll give you a voucher for one of my seminars and a one-on-one on where we also go through breaking up. Like, do you need to do it, or do you need to do it properly? This question, all of these theories, are things being hidden from you? Is someone controlling from above? Are people infiltrating from below? Well, I don't think. Just don't worry about it. Am I like? Do I seem worried? Like I started this practice years and years ago. Did I have to sometimes infiltrate, sometimes influence from above? It's like a massage, in order to loosen up a structure, in order to make ideas, feelings circulate. Sometimes you have to do it from above. Sometimes you have to do it from below. You have to get your hands dirty. And can I remain in control? Like, or do I even have a choice if do I get to be the coach, or am I getting coached from someone like JJ, BB, Boo Boo? I don't like this. Sometimes the one you coach becomes your coach, and I have to pay a monthly fee. And maybe sometimes I have to go on Zooms to do their bidding. But I mean, so I don't think that's such a big deal.
Are you suggesting that the DS community is in some sort of way relates to this like pyramid scam that you have going on there. You're suggesting that it influenced our infrastructure. Yeah, I don't know these words now.
Yeah, I would say if you look at, like you can
you
see behind me here, these are shiny.
inside-
This is what a pyramid looks like. It's shiny, it's prosperous, it radiates with energy. I think your community, maybe it's pyramid shaped like a hole. I don't think just because they both have the same shape, one is turned upside down, that it's necessarily the same thing.
Like a well.
Maybe
So-
like a well.
so
It's very hard to
pyramid
keep a
and
whole
well.
thing yeah, to keep a whole pyramid shaped. That is harder than building a pyramid.
I'd like to open up the conversation. I think we have some other people here with us. Does anyone have any leads on the situation that we're in? Has this affected anyone else lately? Is anyone else?
How are you feeling?
Me?
Anyone?
I'm great.
Someone wrote, self-care is not snakes. Do we agree?
What?
I see a question here, or it's not a question, it's a comment. Self-care is not snakes.
Yeah, I think that's the backlash that you're getting for your snake methods that you are.
I've said repeatedly that I don't do snake pits. And I mean, snakes also 100% natural, 100% open source.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're talking about, and we need to wrap up. So if no one else has anything to ask our guest or just wants to comment, I think like there is a thing I want to do in the minute before we log off. So this is a time now to raise your hand for last comments, please.
Francis, you're an entrepreneur. You know your way around managing, making money out of crisis. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I'm also possibly the oldest here of all of you, and I'm Generation X, and I wonder if this is a generational thing for which Gorm is being blamed, but because yeah, I'm not affected by anything, and I have attended one or two of his sessions, and yeah, didn't feel a thing. So maybe you might want to think about this if it has to do anything with the born digital thing, and then the inability to live otherwise than by digital means, or being disturbed, and that suddenly the digital doesn't work as you want it to work, things like that. But I still would like to hear from Gorm. I would be interested in how he decided to build a business on that, and why he thinks it's ethical to build a business on this premise.
Mm-hmm. I think I wasn't left with much choice. It was one of my sessions before I was a coach. Of course, I did many sessions with other coaches, and it's so, in the end, I was in a lot of debt, and I thought, well, probably I can do this better than the coach who just scammed me. So I mean, I am doing this in order to right the market, because yes, it is a very unethical market, full of scammers and schemers, and so I'm just in it to try to turn it around and try to relieve some of my own debt.
So basically, Francis, you also go by the name of Data Proxy. I understand that you're very close to technology in general. Maybe that is why you're resilient, because it is just in your profession to understand how the tech works. Why do you think that has anything to do with Gorm's workshops? That you're unaffected?
Yeah, no, I'm just suggesting, because you're talking about these interruptions and you're talking about problems of perceiving things, and I'm kind of referring to this sort of situation that we are having, this generational shift, that my generation actually knows what a folder and what a file is, and how to find a certain file on their computer, and your generation, which has grown up with smartphones, where the concept of a folder and a file doesn't exist, they just use the search function and hope that the search function grabs anything up for them, and if it doesn't, then you guys are disoriented, because you just don't even know the inner order or how to even access the inner order of your devices. So things like that might be this generational shift.
Actually, I've heard of another interesting thing. I am not exactly X or Y. I'm what you would call a cusper. It's a thing. I'm on the cusp. I'm between two generations. I don't know what that says about my ability to grasp technological changes. But you say that nested in the X generational cohort, you are immune because you know what a file is. Okay. Dr. Ethan.
Yes.
How are you this evening?
Good. It sounds to me that this puts a lot of people in a position where they would like to be. Position where you don't know anything, you're forgetful, you're not sure, you think the next generation is taking over. So you're in a very weak victim position, which in today's term puts you in a very strong power position. Do you feel more, I would say, more comfortable in your misknowledge, in your forgetfulness, Gabriel? Is this something that makes you, I know it doesn't make you feel good, and this is not something that we should assume on people suffering from any syndrome or this syndrome, but is this actually a very nice feeling, if we're honest?
To feel disoriented?
Yes.
I can tell you how it started. I mean, remember the early lockdowns of, it was the first pandemic that we had back then. That was COVID. And I remember everyone talking about the real pandemic being the depression spells and mental health pandemic that's to come. And I didn't take it too seriously. And then eventually I started realizing that well, when it hit big. And I've been suffering from depression ever since. And it's an odd feeling. And at first I thought that this syndrome was just one more depressing day, until I really felt like I was sinking, you know, falling into the K-hole, with complete memory lapse. And I do agree that in a way, just giving up control, completely falling in love with this narrative of everything's screwed, everything's doomed, there's nothing you could do with it anyway, so just give up. What's the point? It kind of liberated me. Same thing with climate change. The moment I realized that, okay, now it's a thing, now people are talking about it, there's no reason to keep shouting from the rooftops. But at the same time, if we're all done for, there's also no reason to get up in the morning and create something for posterity. It was kind of a mix, yeah, I guess, of enormous freedom to annihilate yourself. Is that what you mean?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, we like to talk about how horrible this current pandemic is with the mental health pandemic, but actually, just like the last pandemic before that, just like COVID, we're actually embracing it. It's what we've been waiting for, right? We like that, we enjoy that, and it puts us in a position after years of trying to be after having this will to not power, this will to lack of power, we finally collectively don't have any power anymore. Not physical, not mental. We're just here, right? And this is a very, I think, good situation to be in for a lot of people.
Yeah, especially when you exploit people like us.
Yes, and it's of course a very big challenge for me and my department, but we are trying to map this out and see exactly how this affects society, this slow giving in to this new pandemic.
Well, I'm sure one thing is clear for you, and that is if there was ever a doubt that Desperately Seeking is turning into some kind of a cult, or at least factions of it, there you have it. I mean, people are trying to get the best of people here and derail them in profitable directions.
It was never something else. Not since I'm following.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys make a lot of money out of this.
It's not about the money, Gabi. It's about growing your community, because you want to save everybody. You want to be with everybody. I don't charge people for some of the work I do in Desperately Seeking. Like I'm like actually like a sis to them. It's not only about money. Yes, sometimes you get money because this is a service, like a public service that you provide, and you're paid, but it is not about that.
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. I hope you join one day. I think you will benefit from it. Oh, I mean, all of you. I'm really, we are getting like really good results, and people are responding quite positively. I'm not sure about Francis' experience, but we can have a chat afterwards. We can always try again. We can always start the whole session thing.
Yeah, I mean, he
Um,
said, I think Francis said there was nothing bad went down. He didn't feel anything. And so I think for Gabriel, there's something there for you as well. Non-feeling is for sure something we can accommodate, and we can help you spread this further down.
Like a virus.
all right. I don't feel like I want to hear more about this. And like I said earlier, if there are any other remarks, I would like to wrap this session.
Thank you so much.
I feel, yeah, I'm not yet sure what is really your agenda, but
it's so nice of you to say
yes,
that.
we might deal with that later. So yeah, again, I guess thank you for joining us. I would also like to thank Gosda and Gabriel and all of the people I've ever asked to join us here at Zoom. Thank you, Ethan and Shush and Francis. And yeah, I feel like if we'll do our chant, it might calm me down a little bit. So yeah, I'll see if I can remember how we do that. So
and if you want to sign up for my upcoming seminars, of course, the voucher code is Get Lost, and this will give you 10% off the first 10 years.
So you're actually pitching your workshop.
Yes, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Get Lost, and it's for the next 10 years. Sorry, I just want to write it down.
Yeah, voucher code Get Lost, all caps, and this gives you 10% off the 10 first years.
Okay, okay.
And
okay, please, I would just like.
Carmel.
Guys, everyone, think.
Carmel, you're completely cut off.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we need to wrap this thing up. I can't hear this anymore and let this be broadcast.
Yeah, we can talk about this. We can talk about this later after the session.
Please, let's just say thank you and goodbye.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Carmel, just stay with me online, I guess. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'm gonna stay a couple minutes more to have a word with you.
Okay.
I think we should do that. Because
yeah.
And the stream, yeah.
I feel like what he's bringing in is like
still streaming.
Gabriel, you said you logged off, right?
Yeah, we're off.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Francis. Thank you, and thank you so much. Is Gorm still here?
I don't know. Can you check?
Yeah.
Because look, I feel like there's something going on. I'm not sure, like this what? How do you say this word even? What is this name of this thing?
The what?
This what? What is this syndrome? What is this? what are we talking about?
I mean, obviously,
This is just a decoy. This is just a decoy for everyone to feel okay about what is really going on, why we're really here.
so why are we here?
Because of the apocalypse that JJ, I feel like at least she's building like this army or this military or this like something. Yeah, and she's taking over the internet, and this is why we're here. And we're, I don't know, now you're telling me like you're, Gozda, I've never heard you were in his workshop before.
How do you not
sure.
know? Like, this is one of the things I do with the community, and I really enjoy it. I'm sorry, Carmel, I have to say this, but you were super rude to him. Super rude.
I understood.
Like, I understand you're frustrated,
people
but
are
this is not like the time and the place for
members.
it. What?
So you are saying they left, they just left, they just disappeared, everything now is okay? They're not seeing?
Yes, some people do disappear. Like, it's not his
signs
fault.
anymore?
Some people disappear. It's not his fault. You can't blame it on him. He's just trying
I'm
to
not
help.
blaming it entirely on him, but I'm saying that he's just a decoy, and that I feel like that JJ might have been a patient of his.
How is he a decoy? How is he fooling people? How is he fooling people? The situation.
Because he's making,
sorry.
Because he's making people feel like everything is okay.
Like, you have to be
the
okay
signs.
with yourself. You have to be okay with yourself. Like, how are you gonna live otherwise? How are you gonna think clearly? Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Like, from like 2 hours ago, 1 hour ago, what the fuck was that? And look at me. Like, I'm clear in my head. I know what the objectives are. I know what we were supposed to do today. We had a guest, and you didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Because you were
sorry, but like, I have a personal connection to him. I love him. He made me who I am today. He helped me make myself. Without him, I would have stayed lost without knowing that I was lost. I thought that I knew things, but with him, whatever, like, his workshops helped me. And the point of today was to just bring it to a wider audience and just share his wisdom and his ways. And what is so wrong about just listening to him? It was, I don't know, I thought it was really rude, and I have to like talk to him personally. Maybe I go to one of his workshops, like seminars or whatever. I think he has one in Ukraine like next month. Maybe I'll go to that one.
I feel like whoever's been in his workshop and did not agree with his methods has disappeared. And some that have agreed with his methods also disappeared because they are working on something. And some that have agreed with his methods are now infiltrating the community and spreading the disease to everyone else, so they were surrenders. And when we surrender to this method, we stop seeing the signs and instead wanting to feel better. This is why we have this community. This is why we do this. This is how we met. This is how we know each other. But there must be a way to be able to be okay with yourself, but also continue to see the signs, to remember that what the objective is, what we're trying to prevent.
What if
or at
the
least trying
signs
to
are just
understand.
depressing? What if the signs are just depressing and you just wanna be?
I'm listening to this from the side. I don't know which one of you sounds more nuts to me, but with all due respect, it's. I'm sorry, Gozda. I didn't mean to be rude. It's just a bit scary to hear how ruthlessly you're defending this kook. And Carmel, I I honestly don't understand how you reach these extreme conclusions so quickly. You've been obsessing about your cousin since we started these sessions. I never know. I never know. I'm constantly on the fence with you. All I know is I'm not feeling so well.
Let's this conversation another time.
I think
I also have to go.
yeah, I think I need to go to bed.
Really?
Yeah, I think I need to go to bed too.
Yeah, maybe I'll feel better afterwards.
All right,
This went
we'll talk
well.
later.
This was a good session.
I don't know. I mean, I was like up until, yeah.
Whatever, man.
I'm a little upset, but I'm fine.
Whatever.
I'm really like, I feel disappointed. I think that's the feeling I have right now, especially towards you, Carmel. But yeah, let's chat another time.
I have no idea where I am.
Yeah,
It looks
well,
like
you have
a
something on your
really
eyes,
fake,
man.
What?
like a circus thing.
There's a foosball machine here.
So we are in the backstage.
There is
already.
some girl here.
Okay, anyways, bye
Hi.
people. I'm gonna
Were you here?
bye people.
I've been moderating, listening, making trouble.
Okay, I stopped the live stream. So.
Goodbye.